Now with the most local news, this is 8 News Now, live local now.
10 o'clock here. This is 8 News Now at 10, which is once again at 10 o'clock. Thank you for joining us here from the Streaming Center. I'm John Langler.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. It's a cloudy day today, but we're going to make it bright. I'm Ozzy Mora.
Yes, that's because apparently we've walked into Dance Party USA. We'll get to that in a second. We'll also talk about Valentine's Day, which is coming up this weekend. We'll get some of your ideas of some of your plans, and we'll see Elvis, which is, not uncommon in Las Vegas, but you will see Elvis coming up later in the program.
Yeah, we will. All right, let's get to it, John. So there was a deadly confrontation in a neighborhood. So this is involving a father, a daughter, and her boyfriend. Now, police say there was a domestic situation that turned deadly overnight in this neighborhood. This is between Flamingo and Fort Apache Roads, I believe. I know homicide detectives are still kind of investigating the scene. We're expected to hear more from them. So what happened is the incident kind of unfolded after dispatchers received 2 calls, one from the girlfriend reporting that her boyfriend had been shot, and then the second was from her father confessing to the shooting. So we do know that police took the father into custody, and he admitted to shooting his daughter's boyfriend during an argument. This is all according to police. Now, I do know that there was a child inside, but the child had nothing to do with this incident. And again, this is an ongoing investigation. They're still processing the scene, and we're expected to hear from police later on.
Yeah, this happened very early this morning. We had our crew out there very early to get some video and get some information from Metro Police, so more to come on that story. Now to a couple of national stories. We will start up in Minnesota, where this morning the border czar, Tom Homan, announced that the ICE operation in Minnesota, in Minneapolis, that surge of ICE agents there is now over. Billed as the largest immigration enforcement operation the department's ever undertaken, it is now ending. The border czar, Tom Homan, called it, quote, a success this morning. Now, of course, this does come, as a lot of people would say, it wasn't a success. There were endless protests in Minneapolis and Minnesota against the thousands of arrests that took place. And of course, there were the 2 deadly shootings of Alex Preddy and Renee Good. It's also worth pointing out that this comes as there is a deadline crunch coming up tomorrow in Washington, D.C. on Capitol Hill to fund ICE, to fund Homeland Security. Lawmakers have to figure out a new budget for Homeland Security and extend funding. It's possible that won't happen, and there could be some ramifications of that. Democrats want to have changes to how immigration enforcement is handled. Republicans are somewhat resistant to it. Minnesota officials are actually testifying in D.C. today.
Yeah, and a partial government shutdown may be probable if that's not reached. Let's bring it back to the search for Nancy Guthrie. This story just devastating. So there's actually new evidence. There's been a lot. We told you yesterday how a man named Carlos was detained and then released. We heard from him all day yesterday, and he hopes that they do catch the kidnapper, the person involved in this. So investigators may have found a significant break. This is according to TMZ that broke the news in the disappearance of 84-year-old Nancy. So the mother of today's show, Savannah Guthrie. A pair of black gloves was discovered about 1.5 miles away from Nancy's home and has been sent to DNA testing. Now, this is a video that we showed you of the alleged kidnapper. The discovery is very, very crucial because the gloves closely resembled those worn by that masked individual caught on that camera. He was in that surveillance video outside of Nancy's home the day she went missing. The Pima County Sheriff's Department has been flooded, according to them, with more than 18,000 tips to basically find Nancy. So real quick, I'm going to give you a timeline, the status investigation for you guys to keep up, because there's a lot of moving pieces here. Nancy's been missing since January 31st. She was last seen being dropped off by family. Footage like you're seeing right here shows a person in a unique ski mask carrying a backpack and what appears to be possibly a weapon, but that's not confirmed. The FBI is investigating various ransom demands made in Bitcoin. And then finally, there is a $50,000 reward for information leading to find Nancy. And we've seen posts on social media from Savannah, Annie, and her brother Cameron wanting their mother back home.
And there was another alleged ransom note to the family that said, if you give us X amount of dollars or gave us a Bitcoin, essentially, which is, I think, about $60,000, we'll tell you who the kidnapper is. And they're still trying to identify the authenticity of that request. There was also an alert sent out to Ring camera owners in the neighborhood around where Nancy Guthrie was kidnapped, saying, hey, we want to see your security video just to see if there's anything that we can use for our our investigation. So that's another component of what's going on down there that hopefully will help find Nancy Guthrie. It's almost been 2 weeks since she went missing. As you mentioned, January 31st. She's 84 years old. She needs medicine to survive, as we've heard from the Guthrie family. So hopefully there's some resolution to that soon. And those gloves that were discovered will lead to a break in the case. Back here in Southern Nevada, autonomous rideshare regulations. You've probably seen them around the strip, the Zooks and the different cars that are going along with no one really driving. It's kind of strange to get used to. Yesterday, state lawmakers were trying to get some answers from the DMV, about regulations, fees, different permits for self-driving cars. Right now, for example, Nevada requires companies that have self-driving technology to have $5 million worth of insurance, which seems reasonable, and pay $100 for testing and for license plate fees. Sounds like a lot, right? Well, according to other states, based on other states, it's nowhere close. Some states charge thousands of dollars in testing fees, whereas here in Nevada, they only charge $100. So state lawmakers are pushing for more as this technology continues to expand and to grow, and more vehicles like that, Ozzy, drive around Las Vegas.
Yeah, I feel like Nevada is definitely under pressure, especially what we've been reporting on when it comes to Tesla. You know, the oversight group launched to ensure safety regulations and just so much more. The biggest thing here is the cost and also safety.
Yeah, safety is the main thing, of course.
All right, let's bring it to CCSD, the Clark County School District. So the school district reporting a drop in student discipline. This is a report Joshua Baguero has been working on. So they're seeing actually a positive trend in student behavior. There's actually a board meeting today that they're also going to talk about. So you can tune into that and find out more information about what this all means. So basically, officials announced a decrease in both suspensions and expulsions for the third year. This is definitely a pretty big milestone for the school district. I definitely struggled with the surge of behavioral issues immediately following the return in person learning post-pandemic, specifically middle schools. Those numbers were pretty high in regards to behavior issues in middle schools. The associate superintendent credits the success toward conflict resolution, and there's been a lot of programs and initiatives by the school district to make sure that students feel seen and feel heard, which is very, very important. So right now, middle school expulsions, though, according to this report that I did read, actually saw a little slight increase this year, but not that much. The goal right now, the district has a program called the Harbor, and basically what this does, it uses anger management and counseling instead of immediate removal from the classroom, which now the educators are shifting to, let's have a conversation, let's work this out before I take you out of the class. And that's when the student, can develop and, be able to manage whatever they're going through. So they're approaching this a little bit differently. So yeah, I mean, these are good numbers. We want to see these numbers, go down, but definitely a work in progress as well.
One of the critiques years ago of CCSD was that they were not taking as hard of an approach on discipline, that they were doing it was too much talk and little action. Some were suggesting back then. As you mentioned, that's part of the program now, is obviously to talk it through to get these students on the right track if they're getting in trouble. But you can see on that chart right there the decrease from the peak just after the pandemic. So positive strides are certainly being made at Clark County School District, and hopefully it continues as the district and the atmosphere around CCSD is sort of turning around.
Absolutely. Now let's go to the new nominee for Nevada U.S. Attorney, John.
Yes, the new nominee for U.S. Attorney.
Oh, that's for our next one.
Yes.
That's right.
We'll get to that in a second.
We'll get to that in a second, but let's go to our question
Stick on the rundown here.
Yeah. Hey, I like going with that.
I know, you're just ahead of me, as always. Let's talk about Valentine's Day, of course, which is coming up this weekend. Maybe you've got some plans, or maybe you need some plans. Here's one plan you might have, Daryl. Here's our question of the day.
A unique plan.
Yep, we're divided. Would you get married on Valentine's Day? Scan the QR code. Let us know, yes or no.
I have to be in the mood.
in the mood to get married? It's not a spontaneous thing.
I mean, if you find the person, there's people that get married after a month. Or two.
So yes.
It depends.
Yes, it depends.
It depends where I'm at in my life.
But yes, you would.
I would. It depends where I'm at in my life.
Right.
I see.
We'll talk some more about it. Scan the QR code or go to 8newsnow.com/vote.
Later on, we're going to see JC and Elvis a little bit. Maybe that'll be the thing that turns things around.
Puts you in the mood.
I
have to decide now.
Get you on the right track. All right, we'll have more Valentine's Day talk coming up. We'll talk about the new nominee to be Nevada's new
John.
U.S. Attorney. That's all coming up here on 8 News Now.
Now with the most local news, this is 8 News Now, live local now.
All right, everyone. Love is in the air, as so are the clouds. Hi, everyone. I'm Ozzy Mora. Thank you for joining us.
That sentence took a strange turn about halfway through. I didn't expect that. We do have Valentine's Day coming up, but first, Mary Jane is here with the forecast for today and then also for Valentine's Day. Good morning, Mary Jane.
Yeah, good morning, you two. Lots happening this weekend, you guys. And even with the weather, at least we have a couple of dry days before cooler and wetter changes are on the way. We're taking a live look out to our Red Rock Tower Cam. Like Ozzy said, lots of clouds out there and some nice blue skies as well. Overall temperatures have remained into the 50s, pushing close to 60 degrees. Winds have kind of been light and calm too. And even with afternoon highs, we'll kind of make our way into the upper 60s. Now, yesterday we did manage to hit 71 degrees. That was because all of the cloud cover kind of put a lid on some of that surface level heat, kind of trapping a little bit more of the pollutants, and so that's why we were a little bit warmer than we'd like. But we will be a few degrees above the average of 62. So for today, tomorrow, and at least moving into your Saturday, dry for now, only just about a 10% slight chance for any rain that we could see. Better chances in the higher terrain. Saturday would be the better day to get out there, of course, for your weekend since it is Valentine's Day, because ahead of our next system, Sunday, that's when the breezy winds really start to pick up. And then Monday's where we start to see a lot more of that active weather pattern moving in. So rain chances, of course, light to moderate rainfall, even heavy mountain snow, breezy winds, and it does seem like this storm track is going to hang around through your Tuesday and Wednesday. So at least we get another try at active weather because we didn't really do great these last few days. A lot of the rain chances that we saw were mainly up into the mountains. Lee Canyon got 2 inches of snow, so that's pretty good. But as you can tell, the cool down is also on the way. 58 degrees, hopefully by Thursday, we're finally somewhat near average. And so things are really starting to change quite a bit here because it has been quite warm as we made our way into February.
Yeah, I feel like Lee Canyon has just been, you mentioned a couple of inches up there, but they've been hurting for certain since they got hammered around the holiday season.
Oh, yeah.
It's just been nothing up there for a long time.
Our snowpack has probably been one of the worst we've had.
Can't have that. Let's change that. Let's get into it.
Need a balance.
Thanks, Mary Jane. Let's get back to the news of the day and the effort to replace the acting Nevada U.S. attorney. Right now, the acting U.S. attorney is Sigal Chattah. That has had some controversy surrounding it. Yesterday, the White House nominated someone new to take that position, and they nominated that person to the Senate. You see him right there, George Kalisius, longtime criminal defense attorney here in town. That nomination sent to the Senate yesterday. Kalisius is a longtime attorney, as I mentioned, criminal defense. He was also on the tax commission here in Nevada for a brief time. So he's well known in Nevada, and we'll see where the nomination goes from here. But the fact that the nomination's been sent to the Senate certainly is maybe a step in the right direction. But that is Sigal Chattah, who is the acting U.S. attorney. That position has been challenged in federal court. And in fact, a federal judge ruled that she cannot legally be the acting U.S. attorney because there's been no Senate confirmation. There is an appeal on that that's being heard today in the U.S. Federal Appeals Court in San Francisco. We'll see where that goes. But at the end of the day, she may not have the job anyway, Ozzy, because this new nomination is being sent to the Senate.
Well, a lot of people are saying, like, the White House with this nomination, basically they're ready to turn the page of the situation. Also, too, with George Kalisius, a lot of people are saying he's seen more like a traditional pick with local ties. He's also a professor, I believe, at UNLV, from what I was reading. So that was some of the reading that I was taking a look at.
We'll see where it goes, but he's been a familiar face in town for a long time.
Yeah. All right. Rhino trank detected in southern Nevada. So this is something interesting. The Southern Nevada Health District is with a warning today after a powerful animal sedative, or known as a rhino trank, was actually found in local illicit drug supplies. So what that means is a sale of drugs that basically are prohibited by law. So that's what that means. No deaths have been linked to the drug in Clark County, according to the health district, but it has been detected in five different samples in July, according to them. So here's what you need to know, because this is really scary. It's often also mixed, according to the health district, with fentanyl. Very, very dangerous. So this is not an opioid, according to them. It will not reverse its effects. So you can't use Narcan. That's the scary part. However, doctors are still urging the use of Narcan during an overdose just in case. Some of the symptoms you need to look out for: extreme sedation, low blood pressure, and slowed heart rate. Now, if you need testing strips, the health district does offer that at their main public health center. That's on Decatur Boulevard. We have that information on our website as well.
And concerning, very concerning that it's been found here.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something that is not concerning whatsoever. Flag football championships over at Allegiant Stadium. This is taking place right now. State flag football championships over Allegiant Stadium. 2 title games today. One's at 3, one's at 5:15. Division 4A and 5A. So the first game will be Green Valley taking on Sierra Vista.
Yay.
And then it's Bishop Gorman, because they're in every championship game as it seems, taking on Shadow Ridge. Loves to see the girls playing the flag football. They get a big crowd there at Allegiant Stadium.
So awesome.
And there's a very strong flag football contingent, not just in Nevada, but it's going to be an Olympic sport when they go to Los Angeles in a couple of years. So flag football is growing, and it's good to see that they get a state title game, plus just the thrill of playing at Allegiant Stadium is pretty cool.
Oh, my goodness. So I've done several stories on this, and Daryl knows as well. Flag football, like you said, one of the fastest growing in the country. Las Vegas definitely solidifying its status here. Well, flag football, its status here basically just massive. So many opportunities, high school, so many programs. There's actually a program that I interviewed. I completely forgot the name though. Offer free flag football for girls just to try it out. But a lot of these girls are able to build leadership, confidence, and there's even scholarships now that are being offered. There's just a lot, and the growth of the game has definitely been bolstered by the Las Vegas Raiders, also pushing these programs. So I'm so happy. It makes me very happy, so proud.
And you can play flag football on your own. Just run into your backyard, put some napkins in your waistband, and then run around and boom, it's flag football.
Definitely tried that. I'm not good.
Didn't work out?
No. My daughter did try it. She's 9 years old. I forgot her age.
Okay.
She's 9 years old. Fantastic. She just kept running though. She didn't really understand the game, but that's okay. Baby steps, right?
It's all part of the process. All right, good stuff. More 8 News Now after this.
Now with the most local news, this is 8 News Now, live local now.
8 News Now at 10, it's John, it's Ozzy, and we're talking about Valentine's Day. And I will say, this question of the day has sparked more interesting off-camera conversation than I think I expected. Let's get to Daryl with our question of the day.
Yep. Valentine's Day is around the corner, and we wanted to know, would you get married on Valentine's Day? There's a lot of hot dates in the month of February. Why not? If you ask me, it's one less day to prioritize on the calendar. You have your anniversary and B-Day. Let's just combine them.
You don't think that Valentine's Day and your wedding day, your anniversary would suddenly be like a lot?
Nah, just give them a cake, cookies, love.
Don't need
you
to
have
double
each other.
celebrate.
Yeah, we're
Like,
good.
no, this
Keep
is
it
now our
simple.
anniversary. It has taken over Valentine's
So it's
Day.
the same as if your birthday is on Christmas or something?
I better
It's just-
get
No, that's
more.
different.
Yeah, that's different. I better get more gifts.
I'd be open to it if it had to be. I'm not totally against it.
Okay, good. I like to hear that, Daryl. See, open mind.
According to the masses, it's 67%
But no.
They're like, no.
You're talking to 3 people that aren't married, so what do we know, right?
That's true.
You can have your say on the QR code and vote online, and maybe plan your wedding for this weekend, or apparently not.
With Elvis.
With Elvis.
With Elvis.
Yeah. Let's get to Elvis. He, for some reason, Elvis is the marriage guy. Even though he's
the
obviously
guy.
passed. This morning, our JC Fernandez was live over at Graceland Wedding Chapel downtown because they are slammed this weekend because people do evidently want to get married on Valentine's Day, Ozzy.
So things are a lot different now, and you have to tell that story, what you said, what Elvis said in a little bit. But a lot of people now are going to these chapels because it's easier. They offer photography. It's like a one-stop shop. It's more glam than it used to be like before. 24-hour marriage license availability at the Clark County Marriage License Bureau. Couples can decide to marry over brunch and then be, hitched by dinner. It's just
Divorced by the next breakfast?
Yeah, I mean, you take some time to think about it. Micro wedding, it's definitely becoming a trend where, I was actually reading that couples tend to go for it because they're stressed out. This was a study that I was reading. It kind of helps them have that like adrenaline, have that something to look forward to because we live in stressful moments.
Nothing is a
sometimes.
good stress reliever like a wedding.
Well, you don't have to plan anything. You just go get your dress on or a little
see, yeah.
outfit, and then you just
just
go
show up
get
there.
married, show up,
Fair
and
enough.
then you're done. Like you walk out, you're like, bye.
Well, they
that
do
was
have
great.
they do have the marriage license bureau set up over at Reed Airport, so folks can fly in and just knock it out before their connecting flight to Raleigh, Durham, or something. So JC this morning was speaking with one of many Elvises in town that handle weddings. He was at the Graceland Chapel. He was talking about a wedding that he officiated years ago where right before they got married, the groom, I think it was, said that he already had his annulment papers like ready to go.
He knew.
He knew this was like a quick and dirty kind of deal. And then as soon as the wedding was done, have some fun, some champagne, and then where's my lawyer? Where are those papers?
I think he just wanted to say, "Oh, I got married in Las Vegas." I think that's like the thing,
that's true.
Love is clearly the biggest bet in town. So
It is a big weekend for weddings in Las Vegas at all the cool chapels downtown.
it sure
Yeah.
is. All right, let's bring it to F1 and the Girl Scouts. Oh.
Yeah.
All right, Formula One Girl Scouts of Southern Nevada have actually teamed up. We've seen this before at the partnership. Have teamed up for a high-speed partnership. That's about, it's more than just the cookies, okay? So there's a lot more than because whenever we think Girl Scouts, we think about the cookies, but this is more about the cookies, okay? There was a media night actually at the Grand Prix Plaza. Was it media night last night? Was it last night? Yeah, okay. It was last night. Organizations there celebrated the launch of the 2026 cookie. Why can't I speak? Cookie season.
Cookie season, yeah.
Cookie season. So there's a brand new flavor. It's called Explore More's. Okay, so it's pretty yummy. Okay. It's a cookie of like Rocky Road ice cream inspired treat. But the event real focus here, the cookie pit stop, okay? Basically, they teach the girls like a masterclass how to become an entrepreneur.
I love that.
A business owner. So like I said, it's more than just the cookies. Yes, we think about the cookies, but there's just more to that. So I thought that was very awesome.
It's interesting how F1 and the Girl Scouts have worked together. They sold Girl Scout cookies during the F1 race back in November. So fantastic to see women getting involved and girls getting involved, not only in sports and Formula One racing, but as you mentioned, businesses and darn good cookies.
Awesome.
Way to go.
And they teach them leadership, all that stuff. We need that.
All
STEM.
right.
All right.
That'll do it for us this morning here on 8 News Now. We're going to get ourselves some cookies, I think. It feels like it's cookie time.
I need to. I can't even say the word cookie.
Yeah, we'll work on that. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.